Welcome to a combined review of Lost Winds and Lost Winds Winter of the Melodias. In 2008, Nintendo's Wii-Ware service launched with a paltry lineup at best. However, UK developer Frontier and Not the Big N proved it was possible to deliver quality on Nintendo's new distribution medium, with the charming little title, Lost Winds. The game starts with our unlikely baby-faced hero Toku sleeping under a tree. He awakes to a warm summer breeze, unaware of the magnificent adventure he's about to embark on. The adventure of his life. So, what should you expect from Lost Winds? The answer? A little retraversal adventure game similar to Super Metroid. You may have already noticed the game is largely controlled with the pointer. Now don't be intimidated by this, the game handles perfectly. There isn't any kind of waggle or anything that detracts from the experience, and it just handles very tightly. And with the game largely being controlled through the pointer, it is bursting with unique ideas, gameplay prospects, and brain-teasing puzzles. And while the world isn't necessarily the largest you'll explore, the environments are varied, thoughtfully designed, and generally pretty stylish. Exploring this little world isn't the only thing you'll do though. There's some interesting pointer-based combat that's quite nice, and a few quirky characters you can interact with. You can also affect the surroundings and characters with some of your wind. I particularly like how this woman nearly drops her baby every time you gust her. Just have a look at that. Learn how to be a parent, lady! The thing I enjoyed the most though was just drinking in the scenery and listening to the really beautiful music. Arranged with various flutes and harps, it all comes together into an experience that's very calming. There is one thing, however, that holds Lost Winds back from being a truly great, must-own title. Simply put, it's very short. The whole thing clocking in at only around 2 hours, ending with a big fat "to be continued." However, that is where Lost Winds 2 Winter of the Melodias comes in. When directly compared to its predecessor, Lost Winds 2 Winter of the Melodias is a much beefier package, with refinements to virtually everything, from more polished visuals and a larger world, all the way down to deeper and more thought-provoking puzzles. Even the narrative of the storytelling has been improved. With the game actually beginning in the past, you take control of one of the titular Melodias characters, before being whisked back to the present to kick off Toku's new adventure, this time revolving around the search for Toku's lost mother. I won't give away too much, but I will say you run into more than a handful of interesting characters along the way. The major new feature you've likely noticed by now is the ability to switch back and forth between the seasons, summer and winter, a la Oracle of Seasons, which plays a huge part in many of the puzzles and even affects the way you fight your enemies. Another thing of note is that almost all of your abilities and powers do carry over from the previous game. And again, probably even more so than before, I really love just immersing myself in the world and listening to the music. One thing I noticed in the first game is that you have the ability to create whirlwinds of fire, and since it didn't actually do anything, it was taken out of the second game. I'm curious to see what the developers had in mind for this. Maybe in the third? Who knows? So now we get down to the fundamental question. Should you buy Lost Winds and Lost Winds Winter of the Melodias? My answer? Yes. While they are a bit short, the pair clocking in at around 5.5 hours, I can certainly say it is worth it, because quite frankly it doesn't matter. The environments are beautiful, the music is absolutely serene, the controls are perfect and everything is animated absolutely smoothly. So for the asking price of 2,000 Wii points, that's less than a third of most full retail games, I say you should buy Lost Winds and Lost Winds Winter of the Melodias. I hope you enjoyed my review of Lost Winds and Lost Winds Winter of the Melodias. So show me some love, comment, rate, and subscribe. Also, a shout out goes to my friend Ava Dracona. I love you, you're a champ, and thanks for letting me edit on your computer.